Hey everyone, welcome back to The Mind of Thomas. What if you had a magic notebook that could create anything simply by you just writing something down? For example, if I were to write down the word dinosaur, one would appear right then and there. Or if I were to add an adjective to said dinosaur, like, I don't know, flaming, it would immediately combust. This all sounds pretty cool, right? What if I told you this was the exact premise of a beloved video game franchise that ran from 2009 to 2018? That's right. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the history of Scribblenauts. The story begins in 2007. A little indie studio called Fifth Cell, who at the time had only released a few early mobile games, had just decided to enter the arena of making games for Nintendo's hot handheld, the DS. Jeremiah Slakska, the studio's creative director, had a lot of new ideas for what to make. One of these ideas involved a player being stuck in a room and having to find a creative solution to get out. Another involved the player writing a sentence on the bottom screen of the DS and watching it visually unfold on the top screen. Eventually, the team realized they should just combine these two ideas together in some way. The end result was a game where you could write any object and it would be brought into existence. You would use the special power to solve creative puzzles and progress through the game. The game was later shown off at E3 2009 under the name Scribblenauts. The game starred Maxwell, a kid wearing an iconic rooster hat, using his magic notebook to create objects and earn starites by helping people and solving puzzles. Despite being an indie game for a 5-year-old handheld system, at the same event where the likes of Halo Reach and Super Mario Galaxy 2 were being revealed, its unique ideas made it stand out among the crowd. It received numerous accolades from game journalists, and Warner Bros., the game's publisher, started to give it a bigger marketing push because of that. The game went on to find success, with the first game combined with its expansion/sequel Super Scribblenauts, selling a combined 2.5 million copies as of February 2011. For a while, the series continued to spawn more entries, including Scribblenauts Remix, a mobile compilation of levels from the first two games, Scribblenauts Unlimited, a sort of reboot that included a full story, introduced Maxwell's family including his sister Lily, and the Object Editor, which allowed users to make the craziest things by combining and changing the properties of objects. After that, there was even Scribblenauts Unmasked, which was a full-blown crossover with the DC universe, adding a plethora of superheroes to the game's vocabulary. The next game of the series was set to be something completely different from what had been done before: Scribblenauts Fighting Words. This was going to be a free-to-play iOS game that would have involved Maxwell and Lily fighting various creatures from the Scribblenauts universe, using the signature write anything in your notebook to make it exist power, and then recruiting those characters to use in your team for later missions. The game was in development at Fifth Cell for 2 years, and even had closed betas. But then, suddenly, on March 21st, 2016, the game was cancelled by Warner Bros. No reason has ever been given for its cancellation, but immediately after it happened, Fifth Cell had to lay off nearly 42 employees. After this, the Scribblenauts series was seemingly dead for a long time, until mysteriously, in December of 2017, a Taiwanese ratings board listing was found for a game called Scribblenauts Showdown. Many theorized this was a secret reveal for the Game Awards 2017, which at that time was coming up very soon. However, any notion of this was debunked by the host Jeff Keighley on Twitter. The announcement would instead come a month later in January of 2018. Why they didn't take the opportunity to reveal the game at a hyped-up event where millions of people would be tuning in, instead of dropping it randomly on YouTube like they did, was just one of the many bad decisions regarding this game. Since Fifth Cell was basically done for, Showdown was developed by SHIVER Entertainment, a Miami-based startup that's not even big enough to have its own Wikipedia page. The game itself is a far cry from other Scribblenauts games. Instead of being a creative puzzle game, this is like a party game where you write words that kind of sort of do things in the various minigames you play. There's a mode that kind of plays like the original games, but it's very shallow and lacks the creative depth of more recent entries like Unlimited. Showdown was released on March 6, 2018 for the Switch, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. This felt kind of weird, as up until this point, Scribblenauts had mostly been a Nintendo series, with a couple Steam and iOS ports, but given this was a revival of sorts, it felt kind of necessary, I guess. But everything points to the game pretty much being a flop. This new entry just failed to find an audience like the older ones did. Warner Bros. Clearly realized this because not even a year later, they released Scribblenauts Mega Pack, a compilation/port of Unlimited and Unmasked for all systems. All evidence that I've seen suggests this didn't do too well either, despite the games included being far superior to Showdown, in my opinion. After Mega Pack and Showdown seemingly failed, the Scribblenauts revival was seemingly over, sadly. There has been no news whatsoever regarding the series since 2018. My guess is that we may never see Scribblenauts return. Regardless of what the future may hold, the original games are still amazing, and will always have a special place in my heart for its innovative and creative genius. Well, that about wraps up the story of Scribblenauts. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe for more epic videos like this one. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.